F12. I'd say my dream car now is a Ferrari F12 TDF, which is an NAV12, but it's front engine. But I think they're unbelievable, death trap, love to drive one or own one.
Beautiful. I'd go for 812 Competizione just simply because that is the most aggressive looking Ferrari in the world. I just think it's so sick. I'll probably get hung, drawn and quarter for saying this. I actually prefer it over the TDF. I prefer the 812, so sorry. What's happening, guys? My name is Becky Evans and welcome to MOTORFEST, the podcast, brought to you by Red Bull and Ubisoft's iconic game, The Crew MOTORFEST. This is the podcast where I get to chat with some of the world's leading motorsport athletes and delve into their passions for all things speed, wings and wheels. And the really cool thing is, you can actually listen into this podcast whilst you're playing the game. Today on the show, I'm going to be talking to talented mountain biker and YouTuber Mac Jones. He describes himself as a master of all trades and proud philosopher. A quick look at his YouTube, which is 900,000 subscribers strong, gives us an idea of how passionate and dedicated he is about his job. His career as a pro mountain bike rider.
Let's start with a tour of the island to map out the area. Here, mountains give birth to bamboo forests, and beaches are as red as the fire of a raging volcano. This island is ready to reveal its beauty, and that's what this playlist is all about. We've also put together challenges and side activities to explore every nook and cranny of the island.
To the interview. Of all trades and proud philosopher. A quick look at his YouTube, which is 900,000. The podcast continues. Of all trades and proud philosopher. A quick look at his YouTube, which is 900,000 subscribers strong.
Attention, all festival goers! As you already know, MOTORFEST has expanded across the Hawaiian archipelago. We still have plenty of adventures to share with you, and we'll
Gives us an idea of how passionate and dedicated he is about his job, his career as a pro mountain bike rider, and of course his famous love for all things automobiles. He has got quite the incredible garage, and we're going to find out exactly what's hiding in there. Let's start the show. Matt, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on MOTORFEST, the podcast. How are you?
Yeah, good. What a time, eh? Yeah, buzzing to be on this. Thank you.
We're going to jump straight into the questions today, which is one question I ask all of my guests. If you could be a car, a plane, a boat, or a bike, with or without a motor, which would you be and why?
I wouldn't be a plane. It's freezing up there. And I don't think I'd be a car either. Or a bike, because they just live in the back of a van. I think I'd be a boat. It looks pretty chill and you just waft around, don't you? And even when you're not being used, you're just bobbing about. I think I'd be a boat.
That's the most interesting reply I've had to that question out of all the people I've spoken to on this podcast. You're like, oh, it'd be a plane. It's cold up there. Some people are like, yeah, the freedom of it, the tranquility. You're like, nah, it's a bit cold. He's a true Midlander. I always ask that question to my guests because we're trying to see how this choice reflects personality. And for you, I feel like it's very matter of fact. You're very straight to the point, and it kind of, I think the fact that you wanted to be an engineer in a past life before you came to slopestyle riding, it explains a lot, don't you think?
Yeah.
Continue to do so for a long time. So, we clearly needed a new place. And what a wonderful...
That was my plan. I didn't realise mountain biking was a career. I just loved doing it. So I had a spot at university to do mechanical engineering. That was my interest. I'm quite like maths, physics. And I guess, like you said, maybe a bit black and white personality, but yeah, I've probably become a little bit more colourful over the years. But yeah, definitely back then I was just interested in numbers.
Well, let's talk about your discipline itself. So slopestyle riding. Great
place that is. Welcome to Maui. Welcome to your new playground.
Get down for me.
Let's go for this one. I have a good feeling.
Somebody, because I've always been things with motors, and this is completely self-pedaled, self-propelled. So talk me through slopestyle riding.
Yeah, you're right. No motors. I didn't know motors for a long time. It's a gravity sport, right? So you build up a load of speed, ride down and roll in, and you hit jumps. You have to do tricks in the air, as complex and creative as you can think of. Link them together on a series of jumps, because in slopestyle competitions they build a full course down a mountain or through the streets of a city. You do as many bangers as you can in a row, land them all perfectly, and that's how you're judged. So it's a creative, independent sport. It's not a race. You're not really competing against anyone, kind of just against yourself. And then at the end of the day, there's like a leaderboard of who did what.
So how did you get to the point where you were like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ride really fast off this thing and try and do something crazy in the air with it. Like, how'd you, what's up to that point?
I think incrementally, that wasn't my desire at all. Although we were chatting earlier, weren't we? I've got a son, a 20-month-old boy, who can't even speak yet, but he's super driven to climb onto things and jump off now. That's all he wants to do. Like, he stands at the top of the stairs with a balance bike, shouting down the stairs. So as much as it's like people say, oh, I wasn't really like that, I didn't plan to be like that, I can see that